I want to state, first thing I want to state, starting this video off, is I don't have no hate or beef towards King Lion. I just want to say that for the record. But I gotta call you out. I gotta say that you were dead ass wrong. Wait, hold up. Actually, let me do it while I wasn't thinking.
They're just so.
First thing I want to say, I do not have any hate. I do not have any beef towards King Lion. I just got called out something I seen in one of his recent videos that I was sitting there like, oh hell no. Ain't no way this nigga said that. No, he didn't know. No, he didn't know what he was talking about on this one. I gotta say something. Cause like, generally speaking, when I watch his videos, I can tell that he's pretty educated in the subjects that he speaks on, more or less. But it was just one point in one of his recent videos where I was like, nah, this nigga don't know what he talking about. And it's in this video. So I'm gonna play the clip and then I'm gonna let y'all, then I'm gonna go from there.
The highest grossing DC movies of all time. How in the...
And by the way, look at this list. Dog shit Wonder Woman. The movie that everybody who's a fucking DC fan screamed to the high heavens they hate. Batman v Superman. Wait. I gotta make sure my camera frame is right. Alright. The movie that every DC fan screamed to the high heavens they hated. Batman v Superman. Then it's The Dark Knight. Classic franchise. DC fans love it. Joker. Technically a DC movie, but most of the DC fans don't even count Joker. They just think of it as a movie that just so happens to have some DC shit in it instead of a DC movie. The Dark Knight, that makes sense. But Aquaman, the movie niggas didn't watch, got #1. And it took me a second to come to terms with that. And I sat there and I was like, I know what it is. Most of the people who watched Aquaman weren't comic book movie fans. It was Jason Momoa fans. It was action movie fans. People who just want to say, at a movie, watched Aquaman. Like I said, whether it was the people ogling at Jason Momoa going, oh my god, I wish I could get me a piece of that, or it was the people going, oh my god, the cool explosions. Those were the people that watched Aquaman. How the fuck it slipped past Dark Knight at all? Mind blown. But it did, and that's what he was talking about. But that's not the point I want to refute him or King Lion on.
The holy hell is Aquaman still the highest grossing DC film of all time. DC's fandom sucks. They don't support the comics.
Now, when he says DC fandom sucks, I'm not too in tune with the DC fandom. Like, I would say I'm a general comic book fan. So, like, I wouldn't say I lean too heavily on I hate DC or heavily on I lean DC. When it comes to my feelings about DC, I'm kind of neutral. Like, yes, I do have my opinions that it's not better than Marvel, not better than Image, not better than Dark Horse Comics. But that doesn't mean that DC isn't shit. Like, if you're #4 in the top 5, you're still top 5. You get what I'm saying? But you're still not #1. You're not Marvel, Image, or Dark Horse. But you're still in the top 5. You did pump out stuff like Teen Titans. You did do stuff like Batman, Robin. You still got stuff like Swamp Thing. Well, I can never remember which one is which, but both of them are fire, Swamp Thing and Man Thing. You still have the entirety of Detective Comics. And then even if we go down like other smaller teams or other plot lines, stuff like Flashpoint, in my opinion, one of the greatest comic book movies I've ever seen. Flashpoint. So I'm not saying DC don't have shit. I'm not saying DC is the best. But DC does have a pretty big fandom. Because like I said, whether you would put DC in a different spot in my little top 5 of comic book publishers or not is irrelevant. Because factually, money-wise, notoriety-wise, everything-wise, they are a guaranteed top 5, and in most other people's list probably would be #2 or #1, somewhere in that top 5 though. So DC has a pretty big fandom, so I don't know about DC's fandom sucks, but we'll let him keep going.
Highest grossing DC film of all time. DC's fandom sucks. They don't support the comics, and they don't even support the games, and they barely.
That is what I wanted to talk about. Because first things first, I want to say, again, this is why I say I'm not coming at King Lion. I know that King Lion is somewhat of a gamer, but he may not be to the level of gamer I am, to where like I don't mind going back and playing retro games, and like I play different kinds of games. And even where I do stuff like this on this stream / this YouTube channel, you know, that subscribe button, go over to my Twitch, hit follow, where I look at gaming news and I keep up with the latest and greatest games. I'm watching stuff like Summer Games Fest when it used to come on, E3. I'm watching gaming events like everything from DreamHack to CEO to see the latest announcements in games and gaming. So I may keep up with gaming a bit harder than I believe he does. But saying that DC fans don't support the DC games is a fucking lie. And one thing I want to present about that is, when you really think about it, most DC video games are either dog shit or a Batman game. Don't believe me? I should have pulled this up before stream, but let's go to the Wikipedia and let's look down the list of the latest few Batman games, or latest few DC games, I mean. All DC comics. I know it's Detective Comics, whatever. Games. Alright, list of DC Comics games. Now, oh wait, no. Year. What the fuck? Oh, 2020s. So let's sort it by year. Oh, I didn't even know Wolf Among Us was considered a DC video game. Yeah, why is it still sorting from the lowest? All right, so as of right now, the latest Batman game to come out is DC Dark Legion, a piece of shit mobile DC game. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Ass. Batman Arkham Shadow. Batman game. DC Heroes United. Dog shit. Justice League Cosmic Chaos. Oh, I remember that game. It wasn't ass, but it wasn't great either. It's not a game that you play on purpose, you know? If you're a little kid and you get that game, sweet! But if you're a grown-ass man, or even if you're a teenager and you're looking for a game to play, you're not downloading that shit. DC Dual Force. Dog shit. DC Heroes and Villains. It's a mobile game, never heard of it. DC Worlds Collide. Never fucking heard of it. Gotham Knights. Dog shit. DC Superhero Girls. Ass. DC Battle Arena. Another fucking shitty, just crank mobile game to pump out. Let's keep going to the 2010s. A year. Yeah. DC Supergirl Blitz. It's the same shit that we saw on the other list. Teen Titans Go Figure. I remember that game. Ass. The Lego Batman movie game. Another fucking Batman game. Injustice. Another, well, I'll give you a Justice League game. This is one of the few good DC games. And like I said, my original statement was most of the games were either ass or Batman. Every once in a while, there's something like Injustice. Wonder Woman Rise of the Warrior. Don't have to look that up. It's a mobile game. Batman Enemy Within. Another good DC game. Oh, wait, look at that. Batman Arkham game. Oh, wait, no, that was the shitty, one of the Arkham games. Suicide Squad Special Ops. Never played it, but it's a mobile game, so probably dog shit. Batman game. Batman Telltale, so Batman Arkham VR. DC Legends, another shitty mobile game. Teeny Titans, shitty game. Infinite Crisis, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Batman Arkham Knight. Another fucking Batman game. Let's go to the 2000s. Shall we? Boom, boom. Watchmen, End is Nigh. I never played that game, but that game is over 10. That game is 15 years old. This game is old. We're getting into games old enough to get into high school, but I never played that. Mobile game at the beginning of mobile games. Definitely dog shit. Another Arkham game. I remember this game. This game was oof. This game was oof out of 10. Batman game, Batman The Dark Knight. Oh, there's a really, really early mobile game. Had to be dog shit. Lego Batman, good DC game. Batman, Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. While I may like this game, when I step back and take myself out of it, this game kind of fucking sucks. Down from competitively to when you really think about the quality of the story, this game isn't really that good. If you like this game, you probably like me were 8, 9, 7, 6, some shit like that when this game came out and there's all the fuck you had to play, so you just loved it. Teen Titans for PS2. I don't remember this game, but this game came out in 2006. Superman Returns. I remember that game. This game was a solid 7 out of 10. It wasn't that bad. But you see how far back I had to go to find a good DC game that wasn't Injustice? So from Injustice, which was like 2017 to, no, Injustice is like 2015. So from 2015 to 2006, the only good DC games were Batman, and Batman. Do you see what I'm saying? Most DC games are either Batman or dog shit. I had to go like 10 fucking years to find something good besides Injustice. That says a lot. And then even with like recent failures, like one of the first ones I pointed out, Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. Like that game fucking sucked. That game was ass. Like I wanted to like that game. That game had some cool aspects of it, but it was ass. So I would argue that it's not that DC fans don't support the games. There isn't shit for DC fans to support. Most of those games are fucking terrible. Now, again, no hate to King Lion. This may just be something that he doesn't understand because he's not as deeply into gaming as me. So his memory may need to be a little bit refreshed on those aspects if it was ever there. But we can even go further and talk about how DC has produced. That's another fucking thing. DC has produced one of the worst video games. Fuck comic book games. DC has produced one of the worst video games of all time. Let me give you a hint. Now, if you weren't around or you don't play retro games, you may not understand what that motion meant. But for anybody who played Superman 64, you know exactly what I meant. That game is factually and across many different publications. That game on every level is an example of how to not make a game. Like that game is factually one of the worst games to ever release. And that goes further into why I be saying that, like, when a lot of people right now be looking at games and calling them ass, I be looking at them like, have you truly played an ass game? Number one, and number two, like, do you understand gaming design and philosophy to the extent to where you can articulate yourself to say why a game is bad? Because just saying, game bad because I feel like it is not enough. Like, you got to explain what is so bad about it. And like Superman 64 is a literal textbook example of what horrible game design at every twist and turn looks like. Like that game is super bad. So again, DC has produced one of the worst video games to ever exist. I would argue DC fans have never had any games to support because they're all either, again, ass or Batman. We had to go about 10 years to find two good, well, three, because Injustice 2, Injustice 1, and then Superman 2006, the Superman Returns. And in the last 25 years, without being Batman, we could own, yo, that's fucking crazy. And wait, how much is it from 2006? No, 20. In the last 20 years, we had to go 20 years to find just three in the last 20 years since 2006. We had to go back 20 years. Oh, wait, no. We had to go back 19 years to find 3 good DC games. And that being Superman Returns in 2006, Injustice, and Injustice 2. All the other good DC games, again, Batman. And when I say good, I mean games where it's like, yo, this was a thoroughbred, great experience to play through. And even that's debatable, because it's been a while since I played Superman Returns, but I remember that game being good. But anyways, we have a lot more to talk about in the next video. If you're watching this on YouTube, over there should be a link to some more videos of mine to watch me yap and talk about different things that have to do with games and gaming. Peace out, fuck niggas. And for those of you watching this live on Twitch, I'ma just stop the VOD and then restart it. All you gotta do is reload your fucking tab. That's it.